Today we're looking at the Native American Warriors Wild West playing cards. Now if you want to check out this review, you need to be subscribed to the channel. You need to ring that bell. That way you know when all of my videos are going to drop and you don't miss anything, any of this great content. I do giveaways, I do deck reviews. Every single Wednesday is a new deck review at 8 a.m. And then on Sundays, I do tons of other things. I do card tricks, I do sleight of hand, I do cardistry. You never know what's happening. So you can request something down in the comments, but you need to have the bell notification on so you don't miss any of this great content. Smash that like button if you do enjoy it, and let's get into it right now. Now today we're going to be looking at the Wild West. Native American Warriors playing cards, all done in an Indian themed deck. So you're going to have, it looks like these different wood 2x4s as the back of the design. It says Wild West Native American Warriors with a Wild West Native American Warrior on the face of it, and then it has this really cool border going around the outside. The back design is of course going to be a Native American warrior with a wolf at his side holding a spear. This side is that same type of border on both sides. The bottom says 55 premium quality playing cards designed and manufactured by the SPCC. And the top says playing cards. Now the inside tuck flap is going to just be a little bit more design work in here and some more design work in there, but nothing like a reveal or anything. And that's all I can say for that. So the tuck case can go over there, and let's look at the cards. So the back design is not anything about the tuck box. It has no hints at it at all, which I really do like, that it's more of a surprise. I love it when decks do that. Sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of the tie over kind of from one thing to the next, but this one has absolutely no correlation, which I thought was kind of funny. It says Wild West both on top and bottom, done in this really cool shiny gold metallic ink. Not quite as gold as like the first playing cards, but it is really cool. It has like the owl eyes in the middle here, in the middle of this circle. You have two axes going on both sides. You have some feathers and some other design work going around the outside. You have some grays and some lines shooting out from here. Extremely intricate. Love the design. Now let's see what the faces look like. The first card you're going to see says Native American Warriors Wild West Series designed and manufactured by SPCC. 55 quality poker-sized playing cards, and then it has their website. At the top, it just has a Native American holding a bow and arrow, and it has, the outside looks like it was taken on like a piece of paper that was kind of shredded. Now we're going to have our jokers. Now of course it says 55, so this is the only extra card that you're going to get. You don't get like a blank card or anything like that. You get this in two jokers. So the first one you have has red around the outside saying jokers. The Native American with a spear and some feathers holding an eagle. And the same on this one, except for it's like a chief, and because of his, I don't know if it's a hat or what you'd call that, and holding a spear and a shield with the feathers on it. And instead of this time, it is a wolf that he has with him. Now we have our hearts. So this is your Ace of Hearts, which is on a drum. And each of the hearts have a customized version, which is really fun. And it's not done on a solid white. It's done in off-white with like some splotches on it, which makes it really fit this theme of more of an old-time deck. And then the 7 is not the same of your standard placement. And then you have your Jack, Queen, and King of Hearts. And I really do like this custom font they're using. This looks really, really good. And you have your diamonds. Once again, this is not a deck in the standard order, which I think is kind of strange that they're going just from red to red. And besides that, here are your face cards for the diamonds. Then you have your Ace of Clubs, the rest of your clubs, and then your 3 club court cards. Your Ace of Spades, which I think is weird, but hey, if you like this type of thing, actually I think this is a dream catcher, which I think, you know what, now that I recognize what that is, that's actually a really cool idea. Having a dream catcher for your ace of spades, it's actually really cool. Then you have your final 3 court cards. So, let me let you know how they feel, because you'll want to know that before picking up this deck. Most decks by the SPCC have had that grindy feel, and this one has it slightly, but it's not as bad as most of the other ones that I've reviewed, which is really nice because I don't like that feeling. You like it to be smooth, and this one doesn't have that bad. This outside here makes it really fun for having a fan, because you get this gold and then this gray, and then sometimes depending on the way you do it, you could get more of one or the other, but that does look really good right there. Now, how does this deck faro and how thick is it? So farrowing from top to bottom does happen, but with a little bit of difficulty. Not a big fan on how it was cut. It's not USPCC, so I'm not exactly surprised. Giant fan looks just fine. I do like how it looks on a giant fan. Giant fans just look great always. Let's just say it like it is. Then from bottom to top, let's see how it farrows this way. Yeah, so that's really not that bad. Farrows just fine. Yeah, that's really just fine. So farrowing is not something I'd really worry about. It farrows easily. I wouldn't say easily. I just wouldn't say it's not hard. It's just not easy. It's somewhere in the middle. Not only that, you also want to probably know if it's thick or not. And the answer to that, if I were to I'd probably say it's like a 7 on thickness if bicycle is middle of the road. It's definitely, it's not thin. It's a little bit thicker than bicycle, but it's not by a ton, which does make it nice because it definitely lasts you longer, but you're not trying to really work really hard when trying to do different flourishes. That's not something you're really going to have to work hard at. So it is a nice thickness. And alongside that, who is this going to be really made for? Well, I would say, could it work for magicians? Yes. The thing that could be a little bit strange for magicians is things aren't instantly recognizable, which should be fine. But it's not really specific for magicians, but magicians could definitely use this deck. You're just not going to be able to see some things as easily, like a color change. If you're going from the 2 of diamonds, and then going from that to the 2 of hearts, where's the 2 of hearts at? These two are pretty similar, so you're not going to really see a giant difference happen between these two. I mean, you're going to be able to see it, but it's not going to look that different. Some people wouldn't even be able to recognize that because it's not what you're normally looking for. So that might be a little bit more difficult, but I think it could work. Cardists, I'd have to get your opinion on this, but if I were a cardist in the minimal amount of cardistry that I do know, I think this deck could go either way. I think there are definitely ways that you could get this to work. I do know some things about cardistry. I don't know a ton, but the amount that I do know, I'd say this one could really go either way. There are some decks that are made for it, some decks are clearly not. This one's about the middle. This one has some things that can go both ways, like this axe here. You're definitely going to be able to see them swivel when doing packet cuts. You get this nice circle design like you're going to have for orbits or the tally-ho circle backs. It's not as big as either of those, but it has that same principle. And especially with this box here, you're going to see that same thing spinning if you're going to spin a card, which is going to look really nice. But it's not really especially made for cardists. Number one, I'd probably say it's for collectors, especially for people who either have this heritage or just people who want to know more about this heritage or are interested in it, or just people who just like collecting cards. This would be a great collector's deck. And I think it could also work for gameplay as long as it's not a fast-paced gameplay, because you might skip over something that you thought was one thing is actually another, because things aren't perfectly pronounced, because things are everything is altered. It's not quite standard. Well, it's not standard at all. So that could be a little bit of a problem. Besides that, absolutely love the deck. If you guys want to pick it up, I will link it down in the description so you guys can check it out from Buyworthy Playing Cards. So if you guys could check that out, I would be grateful. Let me know if you get it, and let me know your favorite part of this deck. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. If you do like the channel, it really does help me out a whole heck of a lot. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, which would be a miracle, because honestly, well, it wouldn't be a miracle, but I would seriously just like pass out if I hit 1,000 by the end of the year, because it's like one of my dreams. So if you guys could help me out with that, I would absolutely love it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. This is Card Perfect, signing off.